Okay, hello YouTube. I'm gonna play a couple games where I basically just play like h5 or h4 on the first move with white or with black. And I'm gonna be trying to explain sort of exactly what's going on in these positions because I do believe that these positions are valuable, and I believe that understanding like the positions and the transpositions and what's going on is important. So anyway, so I start off with h4, e5, probably already black's just a little bit better. Bishop e7, not all that great. Like you really want like a more aggressive developing move than this. b6, really not all that great. Giving me kind of a free tempo. c6, we're gonna play d4. This is already slight edge white. So his last couple of moves were a lot more damaging than my 1h4. But again, keep in mind, like when I played 1h4, it was probably already advantage black. Now it's shifting. I'm probably already, this is major advantage white because I'm starting to gain massive tempos. I'm actually up development, I'm up space, I'm up central control. I'm up a lot here. So things are going pretty good. It might not. 97 was weird. Kind of hoping for f6, which would be kind of goofy. But you see what I'm doing here? I'm just developing. I'm just playing, principled chess. This should all just be advantage white. It's just a question of how big of an advantage. Although, like, maybe my last move was kind of an error, because, like, he's gonna... This could be goofy. Like, if he takes on e3 and I have to take back, like, with an f-pawn, I could be in trouble. I think I do have bishop d4, because I don't think he has c5. At the very least, if he has c5, I have c4. And then when he takes, I can take, and then if he retreats, I just retreat my bishop. And it should still just be advantage white. I might have had... No, I didn't. Try to see if I had something on the diagonal there at some point. Maybe I did. Go back and look at it on the engine. Maybe I had something. But in any case, this should just be advantage white here. He needs to play d5 like right now. If he doesn't play d5, I think he was getting crushed. And if he plays d5, I think he's still a little bit worse. Yeah, I'll offer him this pawn. Hope he takes it. He hangs this bishop if he takes it, just to show the tactic, like bishop a2, b3. Okay, he just moved his queen. What are we gonna do? b3 probably, so I can play knight c4 and start putting pressure on the middle. e4, e5 is also an option, an interesting one. I have more development, so I should be trying to open the position, but if I play e4, e5, my knight on f3 becomes loose, like when he captures, so we don't want that. Well, now I'm doing it with tempo. It's exciting. No, I don't want to lose my bishop pair. I'm greedy. I'm very greedy. So bishop b2, queen b1. Should be advantage white still. He hasn't finished his development. I finished mine. I have a better center. It's just like, can I convert this into some sort of win at this point? Like I said, we're going to go over this with the engine after I'm done, just so we can see kind of what the evaluation was, like what the objective evaluation was for the whole way through. And just try to analyze and kind of see what's going on here. I think knight d7, queen f5, and maybe I'm winning. That last move was good, though. Or was it? Was it? I don't even know. A3. Takes. It's just knight d2. Nothing special happening here. Again, still just very slight edge white. Not a whole lot going. I'll take the bishop pair for sure. My bishop pair. Okay, he's banking on some weaknesses on the light squares, but he's not going to be able to exploit them. because I'm going to rip here, so he can't coordinate with the knight. My queen just kind of flies into a light square. His king being loose should be more important than these slight weaknesses on my light squares. And he's going to be in deep trouble really soon. Rook f8, queen e6. Yeah, this is looking bad for him in a couple more moves. This is going to get real nasty real fast. Rook d7. I don't know how he saves. I mean, I got everything flying in. Knight g5, we're going to play knight f7 as a threat, huge threat. It's massive advantage white right now. h6, queen g6 is a fun finish. Because I threaten mate, I hang my rook, and I also threaten mate on g7. But knight f7 check, just the threat of it, I guess it's really too much. Okay, he resigned. I should be like mating here. Like the end position should be like either like +10 or just like mating or something. It's just really high. Like the computer just wants to give up. It's +6, +7, +7. It wants to play rook f6. And it thinks it's not completely lost after rook f6. I have rook c7 apparently, and then queen e6, and then knight e6. And I guess the point is here, you have to spend a move to defend your back rank, and then you just lose your knight, and you're just down the whole knight. But yeah, if we take a look at this game, like I said, I wanted to take a look at it on the engine. Like, at what point did things go south for him? So, like, I thought I was better for the vast majority of the game, if not the entire game. Yeah, I had some opportunities here. Like, I had queen b3. c4 was not as good as queen b3. Yeah, so queen b3, the worst of it is I considered queen b3. So, like, I actually considered, like, queen b3, bishop b7, and then knight e5. Super strong. Just totally winning. Yeah, so I didn't really have anything to worry about here because I do have this huge development lead. So, like, knight d5, bishop d4, and I'm fine. Like, c5. So, like, just keep in mind when you have positions where you have a big development lead, you should have some sort of advantage. You just got to look for those tactics. So, c4 was okay, but it gave a lot. I mean, I was still slightly better. It gave a lot of that position back. Let's go back to the beginning just so you can see where he went wrong in the opening. So I felt like pretty early on, he gave up whatever advantage I gave him. I gave him a slight edge with h4. He played e5, which was fine. c3, he should still have a slight edge. I mentioned he gave away a little bit with bishop e7, because e7 is a pretty passive square for the bishop. I played g3 to defend the pawn, and then he gave away the rest of his advantage with b6, and now it's already advantage white. It's bishop g2, and especially after c6, d4, this is advantage white. And I don't feel like I ever let go. After I played d4, I felt like I had an advantage pretty much the whole way. Bishop d6, I guess the computer wants to play e4. D takes e5 is still advantage white, but I could have played it a little bit more accurately in here. Like knight d2 wasn't very good. I had e4. e4 was really strong. Just striking at the middle. And that was like plus 1.5 for white. So knight d2 was weak, and then bishop d4 was good, but then I had queen b3 winning. Instead I had c4, bishop c3, queen c2. Okay, all this was well and good. I think I played pretty good from here on out. I considered e4 and then e5. I thought that was okay. It thinks knight e4 is good here. It's starting to think everything's good though. Like the further it goes. d3 wasn't as good as something direct, like knight e4, something just really direct. Knight e4 should just be winning. Okay, so b3, bishop b7, and then knight c4. It's really loving. Oh, I have rook d5. Rook d5, bishop d5, knight g5. So here's the idea. So rook d5, bishop d5, knight g5 threatens mate, and threatens this bishop on d5, and he can't stop both threats. So if fg5, we have bishop d5 check, king over, and then it's over. Like, I can just take a rook for free, but the computer just wants to take here and just be cold-blooded. And I wonder, like, can I go after this? Because now I'm starting to see kind of the computer's idea, like king g2 is a possibility with rook h1 as well, but it just wants to take. Does the assessment... It drops a little bit, but not significantly if I just play king g2. Because rook h1 is such a serious threat. Wow. So, but it just wants to take here. And then rook b8, and then just, I guess, king g2. And you have all the same threats, but you just took a knight on your way there. Yeah, I missed a lot of stuff. Okay, so knight c4, bishop b2, and I know I'm a little bit better here still. Yeah, and then I'm quite a bit better, like completely winning after this, because I have everything coming in. And it just wants to, again, knight g5, again, missing the idea that not only is that a mate threat, I'm also threatening bishop takes b7. So, again, I missed that knight g5 shot. Again, I missed the knight g5 shot. I just played, but this I played correctly. This whole sequence I played absolutely correctly. So this finally, I'm within my tactical depth here. Played all of that right. Yeah, this we're on the money now. Okay, yeah, all that was right. The last like really like the last 10 moves of the game, that was all correct. So I did that part right. But anyway, so I mean, when you're facing moves like h4, or just anything, any chess opening or whatever, you have to be really careful that you don't also play bad moves in response to it. Like bishop e7 is not a great move. Bishop e7, putting your bishop on a passive square, why is that a good idea? And then certainly b6, fianchettoing yourself, this is bad, because you're fianchettoing one move after me, which means that you're going to be making more pawn moves, which means that at this point white is already better. So just keep in mind how to get an advantage against your opponent's move, and keep in mind with every single move that happens in the game, no matter how ridiculous you think the move is, just keep in mind what each move is trying to accomplish and exactly how you have an advantage and why you have an advantage in a position, so you can understand how to make the next move. So anyways, I hope you found this video helpful. Hope you learned something new about chess, and I hope you can incorporate some of these ideas into your own games. Thank you very much for watching.